Whenever I go to the gym, there's a very noticeable thing that pops out like a drag queen in church. And that's not even an accurate analogy because it's like half the gym, if not more. Imagine half the people in a church being drag queens. That'd be wild, right? Well, go into any gym and it's a lot of guys on
steroids, Brian. This here is the same stuff that turned Barry Bonds' head into a prize-winning squash.
Barry Bonds says that's too much steroids.
Time for bed, Barry.
Baseball is a really weird sport. I mean, compared to the NBA, a league that's honored a guy who impregnated a 13-year-old when he was 20 more than Major League Baseball has honored arguably the best player to ever play their sport because he did something many other players did and were pretty much allowed to do for years. Yeah, it's weird. Just like it's weird that 57% of you aren't subscribed yet. So if you enjoy the videos and haven't yet, make sure to hit that button as, yeah, Barry Bonds took steroids. Yeah, Barry Bonds was a dick a lot of the time, at least according to a lot of people's experiences. And yeah, his head also kind of turned into a pumpkin. But how much he was blackballed by the league was never fair. For everyone to shut him out and not sign him, despite the fact that he was more than capable of being a great hitter, was a crappy ending to such a legendary career, a video game type career. I mean, it was ridiculous. And for him to also never have a shot at the Hall of Fame was even more wrong. Now, let me make it clear. Obviously, taking steroids is wrong. Contrary to what a lot of gym guys will tell you nowadays, if they even admit that they're taking it. There are actually a lot of baseball fans who wish the league would just straight up make steroids legal, and that's stupid. No. As fun as the steroid era may have been, it was special for a reason. Let that era stay there for what it was. And have the lesson in the end be that taking steroids is simply wrong to do. It's cheating. And also in many ways just really crappy for your body. Now, how much of an advantage it actually gives you can be debatable, although that also kind of changes on a person-to-person basis. But in the end, if you're a freaking talented hitter, you're gonna be either way, whether you're constantly jamming that shit up your ass or not. And Barry Bonds is the easiest example of a guy who is a Hall of Famer, whether he was juiced up or not. He won 3 MVPs in the early 90s, 2 with the Pirates and 1 with the Giants when he was skinny. I mean, he used to look like a slap leadoff hitter whose strength was just hitting for a good average. But no, he hit a combined 113 home runs in those 3 MVP seasons. And it's been documented Bonds started taking roids around 1998. Okay, so from 1986, his rookie year, until 1997, he still hit 374 home runs. He was always elite. Did the steroids help him? Well, they definitely didn't hurt him, but he was always in a class of his own. There's one scenario in which I would think it's actually perfectly valid to keep Barry Bonds out of the Hall of Fame voting, and that's if 0 steroid users were in. Okay, if the writers all agreed taking steroids instantly disqualifies you from the Hall, great. The issue is that's not the case. Mike Piazza, Ivan Rodriguez, Jeff Bagwell, Jim Thome, and Frank Thomas are a handful of players who were all linked to PEDs, yet they got elected. And a lot of the reason for that is due to those players being nice to the media, compared to guys who weren't as friendly, like Alex Rodriguez, Mark McGwire, Roger Clemens, and Bonds. Those guys haven't ever gotten close to enough votes to make the Hall of Fame. The writers made it partially about them. Yes, it's very stupid, and that's why Bonds won't ever be in the Hall of Fame. But over the last decade or so, the San Francisco Giants organization has done a lot to put the legend of Bonds on a pedestal. In 2017, he rejoined the organization as a special advisor to the CEO, was added to the team's Wall of Fame that same year, had his number retired in 2018. The city of San Francisco also just officially made February 5th, beginning this year, Barry Bonds Day, which comes after February 4th, a day the city recently made into Willie Mays Day. Bonds is Willie Mays' godson, by the way, for those who didn't know. The 2 biggest Giant legends were family and now have back-to-back days dedicated in their name in the city that they played for. It's so cool. Bonds has also just been around a lot more over the years. He was at the recent press conference for Rafael Devers after he was traded there, which, by the way, the Giants have K-pop Barry Bonds, potential Dominican Barry Bonds, and the literal Barry Bonds all on their side. That's kind of sick. And, well, maybe the biggest decision of them all has just taken place. The Giants are planning to build a statue of Bonds outside of their ballpark. The team's CEO, Larry Baer, was recently asked about it and revealed, yeah, that should be the next statue that goes up there. There are no details on when this exactly will be built, but it's going to happen. There are currently 6 statues outside of Oracle Park. One of them honors the San Francisco Seals, the minor league team that was there before the Giants arrived in 1958, with the other 5 being players. You have the pitchers Juan Marichal, along with Gaylord Perry, shout out San Francisco, fits right in. It's only right for him to be one of the statues. Of course, the legendary Willie Mays, Willie McCovey, Orlando Cepeda, and soon enough, Barry Bonds. It definitely took too long for this to be an official thing, although it makes sense. Look, Bonds had a lot of controversy around him years ago. It's undeniable, and sometimes you do have to let things settle down and get to the point where we are now, which is one where I don't think that many people hate Barry Bonds. Like, even the people who hate him, it's definitely not nearly as strong as it used to be, at least for most people, I would think. And whether you hate him or not, whether you think he's a Hall of Famer or not, he definitely deserves a statue outside of the place he made history nobody will likely ever touch again in baseball. Let me know your thoughts, and thank you for watching. Love you. Bye.